All right, with JC on questions and answers, baby. Here we go. All the time, all the time. And man, you hear this in the UFC commentating. You hear it in the NFL. When it comes to weight, okay, and train, like when it comes to training, you're gonna hear about lactic acid, which doesn't even exist in the human body, but you're gonna hear all kinds of shit. All right, you're gonna hear shit about heart rate. Oh, he's got a resting heart rate of 5, and everybody thinks that a lower heart rate indicates this, that, and the other. And that's bullshit too. It's associated, but we're not even going to touch that yet. That may be a future topic. Weights. Oh, he does heavy weights for low reps. Oh, he does light weights for many reps. Which one is better? Oh, this one you should use on kids. That one you should use on women. That one you should use. Oh, this. God, you hear so much shit, man. Here you go. Okay? High weights, low reps, strength. Okay? Low weights, high reps, endurance. Force velocity curve, okay, which deals with velocity. The heavier something is, the slower you're going to move it and the less reps you're going to do. Got it? The lighter things are, the more velocity you can move them at and the more reps you can do. When is it good and when is it bad? It's not good or bad, it's what you want. And that's why we periodize, okay, periods. That's why we put periods of training in order. It's called periodization. Okay, first, you get moderate weight, or if you're gonna go light weights with more volume at the beginning to give the whole base of training, tendons and ligaments and bones and muscles all have the adaptation, anatomical adaptation per tutor bompa, all right? So then comes the strength phase. When the strength phase comes, the volume drops and the weight goes up. So say that you're doing 100 reps for 15 reps during your anatomical adaptation phase or your conditioning phase, sometimes a hypertrophy phase, okay? 100 times 15. Where during the strength phase, that 15 will come down to 4 to 6 rep range. It can go as low as 3, and if you're a strength athlete, for Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting, you may even do some singles and doubles. But anyways, normal fitness and normal sports, it's 4 to 6 for strength. But instead of 100, you'll shoot up to 130, 140, maybe 150 for 4. Okay? That's where you pick up your strength. Now, what happens? During higher volume of training with moderate weight, which is what hypertrophy does, that's more self-volumizing because you get the rep, you get the circulation, you get the pump, you get all of that stuff that is hypertrophy oriented. If it's very lightweight and you're doing 50, 40 reps, you probably won't gain too much size, but you'll have endurance out the wazoo. When you start getting into higher weights and 4 to 6 reps, it becomes more neural. You're not going to put significant muscle mass on it because you need a certain amount of volume to get your muscle mass going. Okay? When you're doing triples and quads and doubles, there ain't no muscle being laid there, buddy. It is pure, can you get the central nervous system to scream? And can you get the muscle system to follow directions when it's screamed at? Okay? That's neural input. Okay? High threshold, which means you got to scream really loud to stimulate these, type 2 fibers, your fast, what they call the fast twitch, these muscle fibers that don't come in unless you're screaming at them. The neural impulse has to be really high and break that high threshold. They call them the couch potato muscles, okay? Those fibers that you rarely call. They're just sitting there until it's time to lift the car and get your baby out, So anyways, that's the difference between low weight and high volume and high weight, low volume. High weight, low volume, strength, not significant muscle mass, okay? Higher volume, lower weight, you get more endurance if it's very, very high reps and very, very lightweight, and you get hypertrophy if you hit that sweet spot with that 10 to 15 rep range where you're really blasting multiple sets, all right, and you're getting your pump and you're getting your strength too. So that hypertrophy phase there, that 8 to 12, 8 to 15, that has significant strength coming along with it, but you got muscle mass as well. So there you have it. Here's the kicker. If you're training women that don't want muscle mass, but want the strength to pick up their babies, want the strength to move couches around in the house when they're remodeling and redoing the living room, okay? Reorganizing the living room. And they want big bones, all right, to prevent osteoporosis. Heavier loads. Keep them at about 5 rep range. Heavy loads. You don't have to, veins coming out, nothing. Just heavy loads, 5 reps. They won't get enough volume to put on significant muscle mass, yet all the benefits from strength training, stronger bones, stronger ligaments, stronger tendons, and stronger muscles will be there. So, little secret.